So now let us try to clarify the concept of for loop through a Python demo program. Well, for the sake of understanding, I am going to utilize the same problem, that is our racing track or the track and field example, to create the for loop. That means in the previous video, whatever loop I have shown, in this video, I'm going to write an equivalent for loop for that. So in the previous video, I have used a while loop. I have shown the demo using a while loop. And this time I will simply convert this entire while loop to its equivalent for loop. So let us start writing the Python code. So what do I need to do? The first, what I need to do, instead of while keyword, you have to utilize for keyword in here. And after that, as I have told earlier, that is the initialization, condition, and the modification all can be written in the same line when you are writing a for loop. So how can we do that? So first, what I have to do, I have to take a loop control variable called lap, just like this way. So in while loop, I have initialized it using lap equals 0 in a separate line, but in for loop, you really do not need to do that. Rather, what you have to do is you have to use this in keyword, which will say that will lap in between some range. Now, when you are talking about range, you have to use this range function in Python. Range is basically an inbuilt function in Python, which basically states from the lower bound and the upper bound. So let's see an example. So for lap in range, what is the range? If you see our while loop before, here actually the loop started from 0 and it went until the value of lap is equals 4. Or we can write that, well, the value of lap is actually less than 5. So instead of writing this less than equals 4, so we can just omit this equal symbol by saying lap less than 5. So these two statements are basically equal, that is while lap less than 5, and here while lap less than equals 4. So here in for loop, what you have to do in order to state the range, what you have to do, you have to start from 0 and then you have to use this number, means lap is less than what number. So here actually you have to write 5. So basically this 0 is the initialization, then this 5 is basically equivalent to saying like lap is less than 5 in here. So that is it. So and finally, what I have to do, I have to do the modification. I want to increment the lap in the step of 1. So that means you have to write 1 over here. So what is the meaning of this entire statement? The meaning of this entire statement is, for is the loop. I am telling the Python interpreter that, well, I want to start a loop, or let's say a for loop, and the loop control variable over here is lap. Now, how long should I continue the loop? Until the lap is in the range of 0 and less than 5. And how should I increment the lap variable? That is in the step of 1. That is lap will start from 0, then it will be 1, then another increment, that is 2, then 3, then 4, and then it will go until it is less than 5. So the entire thing have been compressed in here. So this is how we can do so, and inside this the underlying concept is exactly same. So I'm writing down the same thing what I have done in our previous example. So I'm printing just like print run as I have done in here, and also let me just copy paste this entire line like the competitor currently is in lap this, and finally in the end of the loop I just want to print this line like this. So here is my equivalent for loop for this while loop. Now, so here is the output of the while loop as we have run before. So it went until 0 to 4 for the lap count, and by the end it printed this out of the loop. So let us see whether this for loop also prints the same output or not. So just in order to differentiate, or let's just comment it out. And so just remember the while loops output is run, and then the lap variable is just keeping track of the lap count like this, and it started from 0 and it ended at 4, and then it printed out of the loop. So now let us just comment out this entire while loop so that you can just focus on this for loop, and let us check whether the output of this for loop is same or not. So let us run this. So whenever I am running it, as you can see, the output of the for loop is also same. That is the lap, it is printing run followed by the current lap count, and it incremented like lap 0, 1, 2, 3 until 4, and after that printed out of loop. So in this video you have learned about the for loop, which is, and I have just shown you how to write an equivalent for loop for a given while loop.